What's up, everybody? It's the Alex Leak and Friends NFL podcast back for another episode. I'm your host, Alex Leak. We got Dustin on the show as always. Dustin, good to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And we just wanted to get a little short episode out and talk about, what everyone's talking about on this Monday, the big Trey Lance injury for the Niners. Suffers a broken ankle early in the week 2 game against the Seahawks, and he's out for the season. Um, Sucks, first of all, for Trey Lance a lot, doesn't it? I mean, this is supposed to be his year, and week 2, you go down for the season. Really tough break for Trey Lance.
Yeah, it is, and it, it it was supposed to be the year for him to show what he can do. You know
Yeah.
that the Niners was his team, and but it's pretty devastating. But hopefully he can recover and come back and be just as good.
Yeah, and luckily for the Niners, a lot of people criticize the move to keep Jimmy G, saying this shows you're not all in on Trey Lance and it's a bad move, blah, blah. At the time, I said it's a win-win because if anything were to happen to Trey Lance, either injury or performance, struggling, on the field, Jimmy G is the best backup in the NFL. Do you agree? He's a starting caliber player.
Absolutely, and those who are saying that are, those are some wild comments, and I believe that the Niners played it smart and did it right.
Yeah, and on top of it, it wasn't like they're keeping a backup because his contract, he was supposed to get paid 25 mil for this year. He renegotiated that and he's only getting paid 6 mil for this year. So you're getting a starting caliber quarterback to come in now to replace Trey Lance. Tell me if you agree with this. A lot of people are saying the 49ers got better. I mean, because Jimmy Garoppolo gives them a higher floor. Trey Lance was the higher ceiling, but Jimmy Garoppolo is a higher floor. A veteran that knows this team, has won with this team. It's a perfect fit.
Yeah, Jimmy G's already developed into the quarterback, that he wants to be. This season was about developing Trey Lance and trying
Yep.
to, make him arrive on the scene. But unfortunately, that has to be pushed back. But Jimmy G is a winner. Let's not forget that.
I don't think I can really remember ever saying this before, but I'm going to say it right now. The 49ers starting quarterback goes down for the season, week 2, and I think this team wins the division.
I can't argue with that. I mean, Jimmy G looked pretty good yesterday.
Yep, and we can't forget, this is just facts. With Jimmy G as the starting quarterback, the Niners have made it to at least the conference championship in 2 of the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, and not to mention a Super Bowl.
Yeah, including going to a Super Bowl. And we're close to it last year as well. So they're set up. They're 1-1, tied for first place in that division along with everybody else. Everyone's 1-1. They got a tough game at the Broncos coming up in week 3. That could be a loss, but Russell Wilson and the Broncos haven't exactly torn the league up so far in their young season. It's still adjusting to Russell Wilson at quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I think that goes more on the head coach. I don't think he's
Don't think
coach.
he's the guy. Yeah, and a lot of people are questioning now the move to hire Nathaniel Hackett over Dan Quinn.
Yeah, I definitely would have took Dan Quinn because he's a proven head coach.
But the thing is, he's a defensive guy. They just moved on from Vic Fangio, and everyone's obsessed with these young offensive, quote unquote offensive guru guys that are supposed to light the league on fire. And there's more risk, in my opinion, there. So I would have gone with the proven veteran Dan Quinn, but that's just me. Um, so we'll see what happens. Looking at the roster, though, one thing I would say, Jimmy Garoppolo, in your opinion, Jimmy Garoppolo, he's been hurt a decent amount too, right? Like he's not exactly the Iron Man quarterback. He's missed some games as well.
He has, yes, he has, but
And go ahead.
he has missed a lot of games. But I think I don't know. I just feel like Jimmy G's going to have a big year and actually show the 49ers coaching staff that he can stay healthy and he can be the starter.
That's the big thing. Let's say we've seen it before where teams get injury hit and it's just a rough, long season. Um, I mean, you look back since 2019, Garoppolo he played in 16 games in 2019, 6 games in 2020, and 15 games in 2021. So it's not that bad. He could probably last the season, but if he were to get hurt, that's where it gets dicey as the only backup is Brock Purdy. So I might look to bring in a backup quarterback if I'm the Niners. Would you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because Brock Purdy, nothing against him, but he's not proven yet.
Yeah, he's a rookie 7th round pick. So I would try to bring in someone. They don't have to be, great, but bring in someone that can fill that backup role, and then you'd be all right. But I mean, the Niners look good. Even Trey Lance goes down. Jimmy G didn't miss a beat. The offense might have taken a step forward when he came in. They look great against Seattle.
Yeah, absolutely. Doyle and David Blau are available.
Yeah, yep. Either one of them. Um, and then can we put to rest the old Geno Smith being elite talk? Like everyone overreacted to that win over in week 1 over the Broncos, and then they put up 7 points on San Francisco.
Like
But
they wrote him off. He just hasn't wrote back yet.
real quick, you have any frustrations you want to get off your chest about the Colts' performance on Sunday?
Absolutely, man. That performance was atrocious.
Yeah,
I I don't know what the hell is going on. I mean, the defense is supposed to be elite, but yet they're giving up, you know, third down, like big third down plays. And I don't know what's going on. You can tell we are hurting without Shaquille Leonard being our leader out there.
yeah,
And man, and Frank Reich, I wouldn't mind if Jim Irsay gave him the papers and said, "Look, midseason, we're looking bad. The first 2 games, every game that we played so far, hit the door, buddy."
yeah. What's plaguing Indy, what I noticed right off the bat, is incredibly slow starts. I agree. I mentioned that to you. No, Shaq Leonard is huge. Either way you look at it, he's the best, probably the best player on the team on both sides of the ball. In his prime, probably the best linebacker in football. Not having him, that's a huge hole. But that's on defense. The offense has to step up, and no Michael Pittman, no Alec Pierce yesterday really hurt.
Yeah, it did for sure. And Matt Ryan has to be better too.
Yeah,
He has to, make good throws and everything, and the receivers have to catch. I mean, damn, catch the ball.
yep.
I mean,
Just a
you
rough game all along, all around.
you had the ball right there in the breadbasket. I mean, it couldn't have been more catchable. I mean, you could have caught that ball, and it's like, why would you drop that?
Yeah, it happens. I mean, that's the thing. On paper, teams are look great. They've got all the talent and everything, but you know, it comes down to simple pass and catch sometimes, and mistakes happen. Fumbles, interceptions, a bad snap, a drop, so many different things. Offsides, a stupid penalty, so many things. Much more than talent on paper go into winning on Sundays. You know what I mean?
I agree. And let me tell you this right now, though, Alex. He's from what I've seen on Twitter and Facebook pages and all that. Colts fans are not going to put up with this much longer.
No, and I agree with you. It starts with Frank Reich. He's the head coach. Ultimately, the responsibility to win games you're
Game.
supposed to and be competitive and falls on the shoulders of head coach Frank Reich. And bro, I know you're a big fan. You've been talking about it. Best running back in the game statistically. It's hard to argue. Where the hell was Jonathan Taylor on Sunday? Only 9 carries?
Yeah. Uh, I mean, you can't really always put that on Jonathan Taylor. 9 carries.
No, no, I put that on the head coach. Why isn't he getting no game should Jonathan Taylor have less than 20 carries?
Yeah. You know, get him involved in the pass game too. It's like give your best player the ball, and they were emphasizing that on, the game. The announcers were saying, "Why is Jonathan Taylor not getting the ball in the pass game? Why are you not giving your best player, your best playmaker, the ball?"
Yeah, I would give it to him in the running game as well. He's a decent pass catcher. Naheem Hines is your best pass catcher, but man, in the pass game and the run game, I don't care. He's got to touch the ball more than 10 times. 9 rushes, 1 catch.
Yeah,
And if you want it to be in the passing game, okay, but I would be running the ball too. And down 24-0, I feel like they panicked. Even down 17-0, and we're throwing the ball way too much. Um, and they they got in their own head. And I think Jacksonville also did a good job of controlling the time of possession, controlling the game.
and Ballard. Hopefully, maybe you're listening to our content. Sign T.Y. Hilton or OBJ. We need the help.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Where is did Paris Camp? Oh yeah, Paris Campbell played. Had only 2 targets and no catches. Where was Paris Campbell?
I don't know, man, but when Pittman's out, he has to show up. He's When Pittman's out, he's wide receiver one.
That's what I was just gonna say. Absolutely. So we'll see. We'll talk. We'll get more into detail of this on our episode on Wednesday. Real quick, my Bears. I got a vent. Um, everyone's acting surprised, right? That it wasn't competitive, and I agree. Like that game should have been competitive. Like the Packers aren't the most talented team in football anymore. The game should be more competitive than that. But you know what it boils down to, bro? And I was saying it all off season. And Bears Twitter, Bears fans didn't want to hear it. They said I was being, a pessimist. I was being negative. Bro, the talent's not there. Who the hell is the talent on the Bears, especially on offense?
Yeah,
Bro?
the offense does lack talent, and but the defense is actually pretty nice.
I don't know. The defense is okay, but it's not what it was in 2018, I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
It's okay, but anytime you lose Khalil Mack, Akeem Hicks, guys like that, your defense is going to take a step back. And they didn't replace that talent. Robert Quinn is solid. We had some okay play from Angelo Blackson, made some plays. I like Jaquan Brisker, Jalen Johnson, but rookie corner Kyler Gordon was getting torched. Green Bay was seeking him out and torching him consistently. And most importantly, there's just nothing on offense. Everyone was talking about a big year from Cole Kmet. Where the hell has Cole Kmet been, bro?
yeah. I watched that yesterday, or last night at the game, and he's been struggling pretty bad, which surprises me because he seems like a decent tight end, a guy who could be, a number two option, a number three option.
Man, shit, the Bears are talking about him being the number one option and being like a Pro Bowler.
If your tight end is the number one option, that's not good.
Well, number one tight end. But
Uh,
through 2 games of the season, how many catches does Cole Kmet have?
I don't know that stat. Do you know?
Yes, 0. 0 catches for 0 yards.
Pettis
Excellent.
looks pretty good to me though.
Who?
Pettis.
He didn't do shit last night. He had a play against the Niners. But bro, so far through the season, our two biggest guys, our two biggest playmakers are Dante Pettis and Equinemius St. Brown. I don't care if it's the Arena Football League. That's not going to get it done. That is a joke of a talent. David
Ooh,
Montgomery went for 122 yards last night rushing, and the game wasn't competitive.
see, I have to. I say give it time on Equinemius. He's not terrible.
Uh, agree to disagree.
Like, I mean, I've seen him have spurts to where he could be really good.
The stats don't back that up. He played with the best quarterback, in your opinion, the best quarterback in football. And where was his impact in Green Bay?
Okay, maybe I'm just a Notre Dame guy through and through. I'm sorry.
Exactly, and a little Notre Dame bias because his career high, let me tell you, his career high in catches was his rookie year with 21. Ever since then, seven single digits, 7 catches, 9 catches, 3 catches so far this year. So the production, maybe there's some talent there that's hidden that we're waiting to come out. The production's not there at all,
Is
and
it?
we're asking Justin Fields to make miracles happen on a nightly basis, and it's just not going to happen every week, especially against teams that are more talented than us. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I mean, is it fair to say that Montgomery is probably the best playmaker on that team?
Yeah, I mean the two best playmakers, David Montgomery and an up and coming Justin Fields. Darnell Mooney has been nowhere to be seen so far this year. Last night, 1 catch for -4 yards.
And that surprises me too, man, because he's got the speed and athleticism to run with anybody.
Well, the play calling hasn't been ideal either. We fired Matt Nagy, right? Who the right?
Yep.
Am I correct in assuming that? Did we fire Matt Nagy? I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, okay, because the my eyes last night told me that Matt Nagy's still coaching. Did you see that 4th and goal shotgun play?
Yes, and trust me, I went on Twitter and people were not happy.
No, no one should be happy. The head coach shouldn't be happy. It's embarrassing. I don't want to take too long on this. This is supposed to be a short episode, but that's just a brief indication of my feelings towards the Bears so far this year. Do you think that's fair, or am I being too critical?
No, it's fair. I mean, I'm in the same boat, I should say, because my team has looked embarrassing for 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. Both of our teams need to pull their heads out of their ass, start playing some grown man football.
Well, the problem is Frank Reich, I don't think knows how to prepare a team
And
until you know until it's time to play, and then throughout when they practice and stuff, they don't prepare for the team that they have to face, and that's the problem.
would you agree with me if I said this? Talent wins, but if talent doesn't have smart, good coaching, smart situational coaching, then that talent doesn't win. Would you
Oh
agree?
yeah, absolutely, 100%. And again, that also goes back to the coaches preparing the players, telling
Yep.
them what the scheme is, telling
Yep.
them the best way to stop a certain play, telling them, being physical in practice. I know injuries happen, but you got to be physical. This is a physical league. The Colts yesterday did not look physical.
Yep. There's two parts to it. It's the prep, the getting your team ready emotionally and mentally to, get the job done, mentally prepared and emotionally like ready to handle the moment. And then coaching in the moment, the heat of the moment, the pressure of the situation, not panicking, not going for it on 4th downs, when you don't necessarily have to. not costing your team, but being smart situational decision making too. And a fourth and goal shotgun play from the one is not smart. Quarterback sneak or David Montgomery was ripping Green Bay apart in the run game, and we don't give it to him. I don't understand it. Um, and Frank Reich as well, making some mistakes, not only in the preparation up to the game, but in the game itself, making smart decisions. And so we got to see better coaching. Otherwise, it's coaching and it's talent. It's twofold. It's tough to win in the NFL. And if all those things aren't pulling in the same direction, you're not going to get it done.
Well, that's we see it. That's what separates the elite coaching to the average coaching is, Andy Reid, Doug Peterson even. I mean, he did a damn good job.
Yep.
Andy Reid, Kyle Shanahan, it's all playing to what their best player abilities are.
Yep. So it's tough to win in the NFL, and you got to have it both, talent and coaching. One or the other is not going to get it done. Bill Belichick's probably the greatest coach of all time, and look at New England struggling. They got it done. They're 1-1, but they barely won that game, and they haven't looked great so far this year. So it takes both.
Yep.
Peyton Manning didn't win a championship until who came along?
Oh, well, Marvin Harrison?
Tony Dungy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness.
You know what I was saying.
Yeah.
But all right, well, that'll be it for this one. Just a short, quick episode to get our initial thoughts. We'll have our normal weekly episode. We're gonna try Tuesday or Wednesday night. We'll get that out, and some good football going into week 3. We got some good football tonight. 2 games for Monday night. Real quick, who you picking to win tonight?
I got the Bills, and the other game is who?
Vikings at Eagles.
Oh man, let me get the Vikings. I was very impressed with them.
All right, I agree with you on the Bills. I'm going to be rooting for the Titans, but my head says Bills, and I got the Eagles at home.
Okay.
So, all right, sounds good, bro. Good shit as always. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, guys. Thanks for the support. Have a great week, guys. Peace out.